NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris is here to help walk us through this verdict. Misty, good morning. Obviously, just such a tragedy, a heartbreak all around. But let's talk through kind of the legal process here in this 3-week-long trial. Prosecutors, they focus on a few things. The amount of time, of course, that it took for Officer Gonzalez to act, also whether or not he was following his training in what he did, and also testimony that alleged that these teachers really put themselves in harm's way to protect the children while officers did not. How did the defense persuade a jury that he was not guilty of any of these charges?
Yeah, so this is a really difficult case, but where the defense actually hung its hat was on those minutes when Gonzalez arrived to the scene. So this case, from the prosecutor's perspective, was that he failed to act, and he could have actually stopped the shooter from ever entering the building. And prosecutors say he had about 3.5 minutes to do so. The defense questioned that timeline, said it was more like 1 minute and 45 seconds. Why does this matter? Well, the defense said that he did not know where the shooter was at that time. It was a chaotic scene. And so he actually did follow his training, and he acted reasonably under the circumstances. They also pointed to the fact that there were many other law enforcement officers who were involved, and of those officers, he was one of the first to actually enter the school building. So there were other factors that the defense said prosecutors were really ignoring when it came to his actions during that day.
You mentioned many. There were about 370
Yes.
officers who responded in some form or fashion that day. Only 2 were charged in the end. How much do you think that factored into the decision? I mean, was part of the defense, hey, you're scapegoating this guy when there were so many others who responded?
It was. It was about, why is this person the only one sitting in the defense chair? And there was a Department of Justice investigation that was conducted, and it was like 600 pages long. And it said that there were failures of law enforcement at every level. And remember, this wasn't just local police. This was federal officers that responded. It took 77 minutes for them to enter that classroom. So there were so many failures with that, and with respect to training, that the defense focused on that as well.
Priscilla mentioned that the former Uvalde School Police Chief, Pete Arredondo, he will also face trial. That has not been scheduled yet. But tell us about the differences here, the difference in charges that he's facing, the difference in responsibility they maybe both had.
So it's the same child endangerment charges, although it's 10 charges as opposed to 29, but it is a different set of facts. So he was the chief, he was the commander on site, and the facts surrounding his charges relate to failures to enter the classroom once those officers were in the building. That's that 77-minute time frame that we've heard so much about, that he did not treat the situation as an active shooter. So that case is in a holding pattern right now, but we'll see when that trial comes.
All right, Misty Marris, thank you as always.